Hello, I'm Claire-Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've made a new pick a card read for you. How's your love life going at the moment? What do you guys want to tell you about the stage you're at in your love life journey, your relationship journey, to getting that relationship that you truly want, the one that's going to be around for the long term, the really healthy relationship that you guys are creating right now. So I've done a full Celtic cross tarot spread here, 3 of them in fact. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you're finding this video, it's good to go. Each one of these readings has got a deeper dive to it. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box in the comments below. So all you need to do now is take a pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? The crystal is out with the Empress from the Lightseers Tarot. Would you like the flower? The flower is out with the Page of Emotions from the Muse Tarot. Or would you like the shell? And the shell is out with the Justice card. The Justice card is from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So take your pick now. Don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into a prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As well, getting that deeper dive read as well. If you want to purchase that, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw. So good luck with winning those. Now, I do a today's tarot every single day of the year here on my channel. Check that out. I also go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show too, which is a live show where I give 1-question readings. Now you can book in for one of those 1-question readings beforehand on my website, BeHealing.com. You find a link for that in the description box below and also up there too. And you can book in beforehand because I do all the pre-book readings right at the start of the next live show and then send you the link to the replay so you can watch it back. You don't need to be able to make it live, but you can come live if you want. You can book in straight away and I'll do it right away for you. I also offer private readings from my website, BeHealing.com. Find a link for that in the description box below and also up there too. And I get those out within 48 hours of you ordering them. What else? I'll do 3 of these pick a card reads as well. Let me know what you want the next ones to be about in the comments below. And take your pick now. Crystal, flower or shell. I'll see you in your reading. So if you chose the crystal along with the Lightseers Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's find out what's going on in your love life or what the guides want to tell you about your romantic situation, your progression toward the relationship that you truly want. Now, as usual, crystals, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, it could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So getting straight into your reading, you've got the Empress. The Empress is divine feminine energy. This is your energy. This is you being the queen of all queens and knowing what it is that you deserve. So deserving a very high level relationship, someone who can love you right. Not necessarily talking about someone who's really showy or really successful or whatever, but someone that can love you right. So someone that's got what it takes. Ace of Wands, a lot of passion. Ace is definitely the start of something. So you could have something very passionate starting off, a very high level relationship coming in for you. For those of you that are just kind of waiting on that, this is a really good sign. Could be happening soon for you, crystals. So what is holding you back from that? What is crossing you? What's crossing crystals right now? The 9 of Cups, your wishes. Okay, so when your wishes is crossing you, this is saying that it's time for you to focus on what it is that you want. Now, I know a lot of you that are watching my readings are overgivers, tend to focus on other people, on loving other people, not really focusing on how you want to be loved on other people. And some of you aren't even noticing whether someone is loving you or not, or whether they're doing things for you or not, right? If they're actively loving you or not. Some of you are kind of got the blinders on and not even looking at bad behavior, red flags or anything like that. Now, some of you might have been learning about red flags and amber flags and all of that kind of thing and might see bad behavior, but you're not necessarily looking out for what is good behavior. Good behavior is just, it's not the absence of bad behavior. So if you find someone that hasn't got any red flags, cool. But are they loving you right? Are they loving you in the way that you want to be loved? You know, it's a whole new level to ask that. So you might not be reaching high enough yet in your wishes. So what are your wishes? What are your wishes for a relationship? How do you want to be loved? Imagine like someone really loving you right, being there for you, being on your side, helping you, making you feel good, making you feel safe and secure, and all of those things. Think about that and raise your standards. I feel like that is saying, like, raise your standards and think about your wishes more. Some of you are just great at loving other people and not great at loving yourselves, or even expecting others to love you in that same kind of a way. So, how does your love life appear on the surface of it right now? Ace of Cups, like you're falling in love, the start of something. Not experiencing this yet, crystals. It's about to happen for you. So it appears that you're falling in love at the moment. Okay. New love. What's really behind that? Page of Pentacles, right at the beginning of something. Good time to take things slowly. The Page of Pentacles, yeah. I mean, pages are right at the start, right? So, yes, something new is happening for you. Page of Pentacles, take it slowly. Don't move to the next stage. Don't rush things. Take things in your stride. Just the next step kind of thing. It really is a warning there to take it slowly. And sometimes we don't do that, right? Sometimes we're that good at loving. We dive into relationships and we give everything of ourselves. And we don't even take the time to notice whether, if we didn't do that, if we gave them some space, would the other person invest in us? Would they be contacting us? Would they be putting that effort into ourselves? We need to give the other person some space in order to do that, you know, and not be the one that's always pushing things forward or offering even more, because we don't get to find out until it's too late, really. You know, and it could be, you know, getting into a relationship. You might have experienced this in the past. You get into a relationship and you're just your usual giving self, you know, and then you get sick and they turn their back on you, or you need to go away and on business and they don't want to wait for you. And then you realize just how selfish they are, but you didn't notice because you never gave them the space before. You never took a step back to see if they were actually stepping forward. I heard a story, devastating, right, of a lady who she'd been married for a long time, but she was giving, and she'd helped her husband through major illness, you know, and she'd seen him through. I think it taken years for her to help him with this major illness and take care of him and take him to the right specialists and all of those kind of things, and was supporting him through it. And then she went through menopause, and as she was going through her struggles with the change in mood and all the struggles that you go through in menopause, he ended it, saying it was just, she was too much for him. And she said it was nowhere near the level that he'd been at with his illness. But it was only then that she realized, you know, he wasn't loving her in the way that she was loving him. Like, what a time to find out after so many years of giving that it was never a reciprocal relationship. And this is why we have to take a step back to find this early days, not to find it out like, 20 years down the line when we've already poured so much of ourselves into it. So, Page of Pentacles, do take it slowly. Allow yourself to take a step back to get the evidence. Recent past in your love lives. Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So, you've been on a path learning how to receive the Queen of Cups, and it's been really slow path, that. Page of Swords, but someone's had their eye on you, okay? So someone's come into your life, had their eye on you. So this is saying in your recent past that you have been focusing on yourself, how to love yourself, doing that self-love thing, learning about how to receive, how to open yourself up to receiving, how to focus more on yourself and your needs and all of that kind of thing. And the Page of Swords, someone else has noticed you in this energy. They've noticed, it's like, oh, crystals loving themselves and expecting more, you know. We can tell who doesn't really care for themselves and will like go with anyone, and we can tell the people that have got like high self-esteem and would only expect the best relationships, you know. We can feel that energy in the way that someone's treating themselves. And so I feel like you've been treating yourselves much better lately. What's coming in your near future, crystals? The energy coming in your near future, you have the Hermit, some time alone, the Star, while you're hoping, and then Justice, for your true partner to come in, for your Justice, the one that you deserve to come in, right? So you have some time alone coming in, which is surprising to me because the Page of Swords, someone definitely noticing your energy, and that you're getting into this receiving mode. Now, that person noticing could be someone that was attracted to you. And perhaps they were thinking you were like fling material. They might have known you for a while and it's like, hang on a minute. Crystal's energy has changed now. They might be taking themselves out of the loop. I've noticed this myself, is that guys will start talking to me but will back down when it comes to anything. And it's that they, and some people, they tell me outright, the guys tell me outright that I'm out of their league. But sometimes they don't tell me that. Sometimes they don't voice that. They just kind of back off. And that is the same thing. And it's because as we're getting to know someone, we can tell who's in our league or not. And whether someone is offering what it is that they can feel and know that you deserve, and so they back right off. And so this is what the Page of Swords could be about. As you are learning how to receive, they could be backing off because they could be quite selfish, really, and know that they don't want to offer that much in relationships, which is good because you're going to get someone that's your level, right? We don't want to lower our standards to let any kind of a relationship in. That's not worth doing. It's not worth having a relationship like that. So what else is this reading about? It's about new love, Ace of Wands, passionate, and the Empress. You being the Queen of Queens and next level, deserving a really great relationship. What else is this reading about, please? The Moon card, the unknown. It's being okay with not knowing what's coming up next. And I am getting this feeling that you might be feeling like you're pitching yourself too high, like you're taking yourself out of the game kind of thing. If you don't lower your standards, you're not going to get anyone, that kind of thing. And this Moon card being here, it's saying, like, be okay about headed into the unknown. It's okay to expect more, much, much more. And there are people out there that are offering more as well. Perhaps not so many of them, but the unknown is a good place to be. And why is that? Because the unknown is where unlimited potential is. Any possibility lies in the unknown, right? If you think about it, in the known, there's only a few possibilities there because the known has got those limitations on it. Whereas the unknown, anything can happen. There's definitely an element here that says you've got to believe. You need to start believing, crystals, that there is much better out there and that you can find your way to it and it can find its way to you, and you're on the right path to it at the moment. And it's okay. You don't need to be fearful of that or believe that you're headed down a path that leads you nowhere, You're on the right path, absolutely. So what are your fears? Fears. I was asking for one card. I wanted to be lazy because my voice is, I've been sick this last week, and so I'm like, guy, just give me one card. I don't want to be talking that much. They gave me two anyway, making me work for it. So, Nine of Pentacles and the Death and Rebirth. So, Nine of Pentacles is about single independent. That is that fear. And I'm already picking up in your energy that you feel like you've outbid yourself kind of thing. You've put yourself out of the running for any kind of a relationship. It's just not true. So there's a fear of like, I'm always going to be alone because I've got myself to this self-love, that's higher than anyone that's around me. And that's okay because your current energy and your path is based on where you are at the moment is based on your past energy. And so the people that you're seeing around you are based on that past energy. What happens is we change our energy and we have these new beliefs and we become the emperors. And in that new energy, it's in the future that it changes. We start bringing different people to us that recognize that. And so you do have this Hermit, Star, Justice card coming in. And so you're needing to be in that by yourself, but in that hopeful energy that your true match comes in. Death and rebirth, big changes, major changes in your life. The death and rebirth card comes out when there's big changes going on. So you've got big changes and you're afraid of that, afraid of the big changes and not wanting that much to change. Okay. And that could actually be an existential kind of a dread thing going on there, you know, starting to fear dying or dying alone or something like that. It could actually be physical death for you. It could be coming up as a fear. What are you hoping for? King of Pentacles, someone who's stable, someone that has got the shiz together, someone that is happy and content in themselves. Stable in that kind of way. So let's get your outcome cards out. Now, as usual, I'm going to get a progression of outcome cards out. About 6, hopefully not 8 or 10 cards. But I'm only going to be revealing the first one of them, which is out now. Ooh. Distracted. And the rest of them I'm going to be revealing in the deeper dive read, that extended reading that goes with this. In that deeper dive read, I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here on my shelves as well, which are to go into guidance for you, to go into someone else's energy that's showing up here, because you do have someone here. Let's find out about them. And you've got 5 out at the moment, and they're really distracting me. Possible timelines as well in that. Oh, awesome. Okay, I really like your outcome cards. So you have 6 outcome cards out. The first one is the 3 of Wands. There's a little bit of a waiting first. Now, the 3 of Wands is waiting for perfect timing or perfect conditions or the perfect person to come in. I feel like your person, the one that's headed your way, isn't quite ready yet. And so whatever they've got going on in their life, they're not quite ready yet. So there is a little bit of waiting. And, you know, we see that here because you've got the Hermit, the Star, and Justice coming in your near future. So there is a need for you to continue being by yourself, working on your own things and all of that kind of thing, but be hopeful that your match is coming in, because I do feel like you've got a match coming your way. Well, let's find out more. If you want to know what these cards are and all the rest of it, then you might want to get that deeper dive. For even more, if you do, I'll pop a link for up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully. Get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into the prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, I'll get you entered into the second prize draw each month for a free reading with me, so good luck with winning those. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive for even more, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower along with the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic cross read about your love life, what the guides want you to know about your progression toward the relationship that you truly deserve and want. Now, as usual, flowers is going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So getting straight into your reading, what's this all about? Page of Emotions, Fantasy, Knight of Inspiration, and then moving forward with passion. So this is very much low-level kind of energy of Page of Emotions, fantasizing positively about someone, and then Knight of Inspiration, passionately moving forward. It's like their heart, I'm going to fantasize that they're the one for me and move forward with that. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing if you've got an open mind of like while you're doing that, of learning who someone is, you know, getting to know them. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be the start of something new here, but really, with that fantasy, I don't know, you don't really know somebody yet. What is hindering you in all of this? The Five of Emotions and Temperance, waiting for your heart to open up. Okay, so there's a belief about yourself that you're being closed off here. Right, okay. A belief about yourself that you're being closed off and you're slowing things down as a result. So you might be judging yourself, going, I'm not getting myself into something. So you guys, you could be all or nothing. You're either diving into something, believing that they're your soulmate or something like that. So diving into it too fast, or holding yourself back completely and closing your heart down with this Five of Emotions. And really, the two extremes and the healthy place is in the middle. So what is the healthy place then? Well, it's being open to get into a relationship, to act on attraction and all of that kind of thing, but not be in the fantasy about it. Allowing yourself to take action on that attraction, to get into something, but take it slowly and get to know them as you're getting into it, you know. So taking your time. So it's not about, stop judging yourself right now about being closed and all of that kind of thing. It shouldn't be all or nothing. And if you are an all or nothing kind of a person, it's time to address that, you know, because that can be an addictive kind of a personality, right? And it could signal love addiction in a way, and that's never going to be healthy. And the answer isn't to close yourself down completely. So closing yourself down completely and then waiting is what that's saying. Five of Emotions and Temperance, closing my heart completely and then waiting. That's the idea that I'm like, okay, so getting into relationships and going all in on it with someone that I'm attracted to and fantasizing about them and just going all in didn't work. So I'm just going to, you know, be a hermit, stay at home and let them come to me. It's like, well, they're not going to come to you when you close down like that either. It's like, well, I can't open up because then I get too involved with someone, and it's like, well, you can open up but not get too involved with them. That's the thing, is just open up in order to pursue that night of inspiration, move forward on your passions and all of that kind of thing. You can go out with them and have romance with them and do those kind of things, but not making it mean so much, just making it mean I'm taking it to the next stage to get to know this person better, and I'm still in my choice making process. So how do things appear on the surface of it? Stagnancy, I would say, in this situation. Page of Material. So you're trying to manifest something, taking an idea and trying to manifest it. What's really behind that? There's a novice kind of a feeling to that Page of Materials. Seven of Inspiration, protecting yourself. Okay, so you're in self-protection mode at the moment. It's very much what I've already been picking up on, this energy. So you feel like you're manifesting it, you're holding an energy kind of thing, but really you're closed down and waiting for it to come to you. That's just not going to happen. When we're manifesting things, it's not about wishing for something, it's just suddenly showing up like a genie gives it to us. That's not what happens. What happens is that we start taking action on it. Once we become the person that can do that, and will do that, and are confident enough to do that, and have healed ourselves enough to do that, and are aligned with it, then we take action on it. This is very much a place of inaction, and obviously because you've realized that you need to protect yourself. But there's protecting ourselves, being out there in the world and still getting to know people and protecting ourselves on the go. And then there's being completely shut down because there's a need to protect ourselves, and so we stay at home and we never meet up with anyone. that is when we do that blanket protect ourselves completely and take a step back and be a hermit. That is a sign that we've been way too open. And like I said, the opposites aren't a place to be at. Balance is where it's at, the happy medium in all of that. So being able to protect yourself. So for me, I've healed myself enough to be out there, to be dating, to be getting to know people whilst protecting myself, you know. So getting to know people, and then when the red flags come up, dealing with it at the time, or rejecting them, or going, no, that this, they've not got the right mix for me. It's not someone that is aligned with me, or it's not somebody who has just got that right mix for me, and that's okay. Being able to protect ourselves on the fly like that, to make a decision. And we can only do that when we're very grounded and coming from a very logical place, really, of like, yeah, this person, I want to take it to the next stage. I'm not seeing any red flags yet. I'll get to know them more. It's like, God, they're at this point in life, and now I get to know them more. I can see we're in different positions in life, and this is not going to be a very synchronous, a very match. What am I trying to say? Not aligned with each other. It's not the word that I'm looking for. When two people have got the same stuff going on, and so compatibility, not compatible. That is Seven of Inspiration. Seven of Inspiration is protecting yourself, and so doing what's best for you, having a very calm, clear head about things, to be able to do that in the moment, so you don't have to hide from people. You can get to know them. It's trusting yourself is what it is. Trusting yourself to be out there, because you can protect yourself on the fly, make good decisions on the fly, be okay about rejecting someone and going, you know what, I don't think we're right for each other, so this is as far as I want to take it. So recent past, you've been investing in something, Seven of Materials. So investing in something, that could be investing in yourself, investing in your healing, investing in self-love, time by yourself as well. You guys definitely could be doing that, and may not have realized that you've got some heart closure that's causing you to be by yourself, kind of waiting and manifesting something. What's coming in the near future? You got the Six of Voices. The universe is helping you move forward. So it's when the Six of Voices comes out, it's saying that we've asked for something that we're not fully in alignment with yet. And when we're not fully in alignment with something, it can't manifest straight away. Or to say it another way, when we're not fully in alignment with something, we're not going to take the action that is required for us to take. And so then the universe steps in and goes, well, the thing that you need to learn now in order to become that person that will take that action is you need to look at your self-esteem, or you need to see how you've been closed down, or you need to see how you've been in this fantasy mode and going all in, that kind of, you need to see how you've not been protecting yourself. It could be about boundaries. It's when the universe steps in to help you out and to show you where your sticking points are, what it is that you haven't been seeing. Five of Inspiration, because you need to reach higher. Okay, the Devil energy. Devil energy is saying you've been reaching too low to people that don't have your best interests at heart. You need to reach higher than that, and the universe is trying to show you that. So that's what's coming in. The universe is going to try and show you how you need to reach higher, how you've been reaching too low. I think you've been reaching too low and then expecting too much. Reaching too low and then expecting great things from the people. So you're just like choosing someone that isn't qualified for the job, and then hoping that they're going to kind of wing it and become the person that is qualified for the job. It's like, oh no, that's not going to work. So this reading is about the Page of Emotions and the Knight of Inspiration. What else is it about? About the Two of Materials and the Ten of Voices. It's about you being able to make balanced choices so that you don't get yourself into a painful position again. Now, a good way of doing that, rather than trying to do it in this moment now, getting into anything new, is just to look back. You can look back at all the experiences that you've had thus far and go, okay, if I was the person that I am today, being in that situation, how would I do it differently now? What would I have done differently now to get to know that person? To find out those red flags before I got married to them, before I committed to them, before we moved in with each other, before I committed my heart to them. So I was so heartbroken once I found out that they weren't who I was imagining them to be, because we can do that. We can break our own hearts. When someone doesn't match up to the fantasy that we've had of them, why would that break our heart? Getting to know someone and find out that they're not the one for us, that shouldn't break our heart. Unless we've invested way too much, way too fast, and invested in a fantasy And then we get mad that they're not the person we imagine them to be, as if they should have been. It makes no sense. So you can make better decisions for yourself, yes, no decisions, to avoid the pain earlier on. For me, I have quite a stringent process before I even go on a date with someone. And so very few get through that, but when they do, I'll go on a date with them. Now, even fewer get through that first date and go on to a second date. And that's okay. It's good. It's good for me that it's only really great guys I end up going out on a date with. But even so, on the first date, it tends to be enough for me to realize whether they're not in alignment with me or a different place in life or whatever it is. Or sometimes just to not be able to be at the stage to have a healthy relationship. So when I'm on a date, I will test them a little bit. I'll tell them something deeper and see how they react to that. Something about my past maybe, and see how they react to that, just to see where they are emotionally, and whether this is someone that can listen to me and react in a way that is healthy for a relationship. Let's put it that way. And so it's okay that they drop off at that first date stage. Some of them get through to the second date, and it's really exciting when they do. It's like, oh, I'm willing to go on a second date with this one. So not only no red flags, but also there is a sign that perhaps we are in a lot of alignment. And now then at the second date, same. There might be something that comes up and it's like, oh, now I can see that we're at different points in our lives, and it's okay each stage for them to drop away. I'd much rather that than get involved with any of them way too much. All of the first dates I've had in the last few years, and second dates as well, it would have been a mistake for me to take it beyond that. Apart from one got through. Third date, fourth date, I got involved with him, and that was the right decision for me to make. Even so, I didn't see him as a long-term thing, and that's okay too. And so it's just being okay about taking it to the next stage. What are you fearful of? What are your fears? 7 emotions that you don't know how you're choosing. You don't know what it is that you're choosing. You don't know how you're choosing wrong. Well, you should know how you're choosing wrong. It is about getting to know people as they are, taking your time with it, being here now, seeing who's someone, like asking them questions, not fantasizing about them, asking them clear questions about who they are, not guessing at it, not fantasizing about it. Finding out who they are from their mouth and from their actions, right? And being okay with that. So you should know how you're choosing. And the moon, the unknown, it's all like, ooh. And there's a lot of emotional kind of an energy behind this 7 of emotions and the moon. The moon card, ooh, it's just like the unknown. It's scary, isn't it? But it's only scary if you are going to get involved. You see, saying the moon energy coming up here in one of your fears, that's saying like I'm scared to even look at the job opportunities that are available in my town. It's like, why would you be scared of that? It's like, because I'm just going to take one of them. If I look at them, I'm just going to take one of them and do that job, and it might not be the right job for me. It's like, girl, you're crazy. You look at the job offers and then you discard the ones that aren't right, and then you might go for an interview, and then in the interview you ask them about the job and it might not be right for you and you discard it. You need to be doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing with dating. So this moon, the unknown, it's like, but the unknown is the best place to be, and you can find out who people are. Hoping for what? Ace of Voices, lots of clarity, and to start something off with great clarity. So you're hoping to know. I get it. I get it. Okay, so you can't know until you've got the evidence, right? So, and collecting that evidence, it takes time, and it takes getting involved with someone to a point until you do know, and then when you know, especially when you don't know, that's the thing, right? Or you know that they're a no. That's the important point, right? And then wouldn't it be amazing if someone got to the 3rd date and the 4th date and it's like, wow, this person's still a yes. Awesome. And the longer it goes, all the better. Okay, let's get your outcome cards out. So, as per tradition, I'm going to get a full range of outcome cards out because we want the full story, right? Where this is headed. But I will only be showing you the first card in this reading because the rest of them I'll be revealing in the deeper dive read, in the extended reading. Now, in that deeper dive read, I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here in order to give you guidance, and let's find out about someone that you've got coming in here and about their energy and all of that too. Possible timelines for all of this. And anything else that comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so your first card out. You've got 5 cards, 6 cards. Your first card out is the Magician. So you are manifesting something. Good job. It's perhaps not the I can sit at home and they're going to come to my doorstep kind of manifesting, but the Magician card is about using the resources that you've got. Now, I am one of the resources that you've got. Your device that you're watching me on is a resource that you've got. Also, your focus, your time, your energy. But I'm getting more than that. The clues, you've got the 6 of voices. So the universe is trying to show you how to reach higher and to avoid the things that you don't want. And so the resources around you are leading you to that, right? So the Magician uses all the resources. So YouTube is a resource. There's what it's saying is like notice books, movies, YouTube, the things that are in front of you, notice, because the universe is trying to show you what it is that you're doing. And it's got something to do with 5 inspiration, expecting more, reaching high, expecting better behavior. This is not about fantasizing better. It's about expecting better behavior from people. So you guys, you might have, someone does one nice thing for you and then they're good for 10 years. Like you'll keep on giving to them for 10 years because that one good thing that they did that time. Don't be like that. Reach higher. Expect way, way more. Expect them to do good stuff all the time. The devil energy, fearful energy, but it's bad behavior. It's what it is. I feel like you've had your blinkers onto that, not been seeing it. Using the resources that you've got around you because the universe is trying to show you what it is that you've been missing here in your own decision-making process about the relationships that you've allowed yourself to get into. And it's very much got to do with this fantasy kind of thinking and breaking away from that. Now, if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story you want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more to find out what these cards are and all the rest of it as well. If you want that, I will pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars. Excuse me. 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully. You get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into the prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw, so good luck with winning those. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive for even more and some guidance on all of this, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell along with the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic cross spread, find out what's going on in your love life, what your guides want to talk about your love life and the stage that you're in right now, to getting the relationship that you truly want and deserve. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story you want it to be a story, you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there, and you can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So your cards are already coming out. Let's find out what they are. What's this reading all about? About the 10 of Wands. Relieving yourself of the burdens. Justice, so that you can have a true equal coming in. So, Ten of Wands, relieving yourself of the burdens. You're the kind of person that takes on the burden, emotional responsibility for a relationship. Too much of it. It's meant to be a partnership. It's meant to be equal. So if other people aren't taking as much burden on, what I mean by that is, if you take the emotional burden on for a relationship, then it's all about you trying to hold it together. You trying to do all the work for both of you. You being the one that messages them, gets in touch with them, invites them to things and all of that. You're the one that's holding the space for that relationship. You being the one that helps them out, that's just the one making all the investments and all of that kind of thing. Burdening yourself with that, you don't need to do that. It should be 50-50. I mean, it should be 100-100 really. Them taking the emotional burdens on. Now, this could be a pattern that's going on in the rest of your life as a woman. Ten of Wands energy, taking on the emotional responsibilities for everyone in the household. In other words, you take responsibility for the bills, for the place being clean, for whatever meals you're going to be having. So taking the emotional responsibilities, where people need to be. And if you're the only one taking responsibility for that and everyone else is getting a free ride, that shows you that you're in this Ten of Wands kind of an energy. It's like, I can carry it all. I've got it all. And some of us have been traumatized so much that we have become fiercely independent. And not only can we just look after ourselves and be independent like that, we can also take that into other relationships too and be independent. And so it's like, I don't just have myself, I've got it for everyone else too. So I'll carry everyone in the workplace, and I'll do everything at home, and I'll do everything in this relationship. And that really doesn't serve us at all. You're not going to get your equal then, because your match, when you'll take on all responsibility, is someone that will not take responsibility for anything. And I think you will have experienced that too. So what do you want? Justice. What is your true match? You might think, oh, someone that will take all responsibility too. It's like, nah. A match to someone that will take all responsibility is someone that will take no responsibility. There needs to be a balance there. So that requires you to let go of some of that responsibility. And that's a scary thing. You have to trust someone else, not just anyone. You don't get into a relationship with someone that's completely selfish, that doesn't want to take any responsibility, and then let go of some of your responsibilities. They're not going to take them on then. They're going to complain to you, going like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you taking on the responsibilities that are your responsibilities? That's what they're going to do. No, it's about meeting someone who's balanced, someone that knows how to not be codependent. What's the other word? To be in relationship, and to trust you and to let you do things for them and they do things for you and all of that kind of thing. That co-creation kind of stuff. Very different kind of a person. But it requires you to learn how to trust someone like that. And people that can be trusted. There have been people in your life that have been trusted, and when you could rely on them to do what they said that they're going to do. And, you could rely on them to take responsibility for things, for the house or the bills or whatever it is. Or for you, to do something for you. What's crossing you? What's hindering you? Well, Ten of Wands for sure. Eight of Wands, communication. King of Wands, about what it is that you want. So, what's hindering you is you're not even asking for what it is that you want. Eight of Wands is about direct communication. King of Wands is about what you want to claim. So you're not even saying it. So there's a feeling here that you're not willing, or you don't think it's your place to even ask for what it is that you want. So you don't even find out whether someone's willing to do things for you because you're not asking them to do anything for you. I think that you guys have been in a love deficit, that you perhaps had a very selfish family and people that didn't do things for you. And so you learn to not even ask for it. But that is your lack of asking for what it is that you want leaves you, when you're getting to know someone in a relationship, never finding out whether they would ever do anything for you. Never even finding out, because you don't ask until you eventually do ask. Or you're so worn down with taking all the burdens on that it gets too much and you become resentful and you throw it in their face and they go, hang on, you never even told me what you wanted. Or they just go, oh, you're being difficult now. Asking for something, which is more likely what's going to happen in this situation. think I said it in someone else's video on this as well, but I heard a story of a lady who was married for a long time, more than 20 years, and 10 of those years her husband had been very ill, and she'd have to advocate for him and, take him to specialists and take care of him and do all of these kind of things for him while he was sick. And then she got to menopausal time and she started having problems, not major, just problems, in mood and things like that, and things were changing for her. And did he take care of her and step up? No, he told her that she was too much now, and he left her. And that was the point that she found out that he wouldn't do anything for her. She'd done all of this for him. Now, why hadn't that woman, it's devastating, I know, but why hadn't that woman found out when she was dating this guy before she married? How had she not noticed that this guy would never do anything for her until that point? Don't be that woman. And this reading in your energy here, it's saying, like, you could very easily turn into that woman. Don't be that woman. Find out way early on whether they're going to do something for you. Speak up. Ask for what it is that you want. And then when they say no, you're like, wow, okay, you're not someone that can offer me a thing in relationship. Because you deserve a lot. Now, how do things appear on the surface of it? Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So, Ace of Wands is a passionate new start. Ten of Pentacles, something that could lead to the long term, build something together. So you might have something starting off here and you're like, oh, I could see this really going far. Ten of Pentacles, being my happily ever after, as being able to do things with each other. What's really behind that? So you're getting all excited about something. All the more reason not to fall in the same pattern of taking on all burdens, right? And speak up for what it is that you want. Seven of Pentacles is investment behind that. Now, is there really? Or is it just your investment behind that? Because you would invest in it for sure. Are they investing in it? The Ten of Pentacles here has you imagining, yeah, they would do. Ace of Wands, seed is planted. It's very exciting. Ten of Pentacles, we could have it all. But are they really offering that? Are they investing? Are they showing you signs that they're investing in it? You do need to ask these things. Ask for what it is that I want. See if they're investing in you too. See if they'll do something for you. See if they'll take a burden off you. Ask them for some help in something. Ask them to do something nice for you, surprise me or something like that. There's just certain stuff, and it can be fun. It doesn't have to be like an interrogation or a test, but there's certain things that we can do. It's fun, and if they don't step up, it's like, Remember years ago, I was a single parent, 3 children, and I started dating this guy, and he was a single parent too. He didn't have custody of his child, but he had her sometimes. Anyway, I needed to work one day and asked, oh, are you available to take care of my kids? So early on into dating with him, and he said, that's a big ask, no. And I'm like, oh, I thought you'd be open to that because you're a single parent too, and thought you'd realize how difficult it is when we're by ourselves being a parent. But he said it flat out no, and it's like, ooh, this one's a selfish one. Like, it's not that people can't say no to me, but he showed me who he was in that moment, showed me who he was in that moment. And so I didn't proceed further. There's no investment there, right? There was no investment there. And so I do feel like you need to speak up about these things. It's not a trust issue in you. It's a choice issue, finding the people and then finding out the ways to see if they are the person that invests. Right? So, recent past energy, you're manifesting something, you're getting more and more clarity on what it is that you want, and you're using the resources that you've got to manifest something. Now, remember, you've got a lot of independent energy here, and that's not enough. You can't do it all. It's not enough. What have you got coming in? Lover that's going to break your heart, lover that's going to disappoint you, lover that's going to be a fight. So a fight Five of Swords, a fight in your mind. You got the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. I think you guys, you've got somebody here already or on the horizon, and it's looking good. But I think when you ask for investment, it's not going to be given. And I think a lot of people are like that, you know. People will be drawn to you because you've got an energy of someone that will overgive, that will give too much and take on all the responsibility. If you think about it, if someone is not stable in themselves, they're going to be looking for someone that's really stable, someone that has a lot to offer, someone that's going to carry them kind of thing, someone that can bludge off. And if you're putting out single, independent, I can do it all vibes, and you could even be proven to people that you can do it all, they're going to be like, oh, this one's a good one. People are looking out for your energy. And it's not the single, independent ones that are looking out for that. Who are they looking out for? For someone that's balanced, that can have a relationship that needs them as well as they need them. You know, it's not about needing really, but someone, you know, that has got give and take too. And you need to be a taker as well. You need to have needs and allow someone else to do that. The reason I'm saying it's not a trust issue is that I just feel like you guys, if you think it's a trust issue, then the people that are drawn magnetically to your I will take care of everything kind of an energy, as soon as you start trying to trust that person, you can't trust them. You can't trust that. Well, you can trust them not to do a thing for you. You can trust them to be completely selfish. And sometimes it's a matter of just not being willing to do too much for them. So I've been dating guys that are thinking of moving to this island, you know, looking for a second home or whatever, or moving to Thailand, considering this island. I'll go on to dates with them. And I'll help them out a little bit. Sometimes they're new to their area and they're like, oh, do you know where I could find a scooter or whatever, you know, and I'll give them a little bit. But what I don't do is step in and like, what else can I do for you, you know? And sometimes they'll ask for, sometimes they'll use me a little bit too much, like tourist advice, tourist information, and I back off. Or I just like, don't look at the message. I'm not available 24/7 for them to help them out with that tourist information. You know, I'll give a bit, but then when it gets too much, I'm like, I don't work for you, you know, I don't work for you. And so sometimes it's a matter of being loving and giving and helping them out, but then knowing when it's like, hang on a minute, you know, we've not even been on a date first and I've done like 10, 20 things for you. It's too much. You don't need to keep on saying yes. You can ignore them or say no. You're okay doing that. What else is this reading about? It's about the Page of Wands. It's about noticing. Like the Page of Wands, starting things off with passion and all of that, and it's great. But there's a definite need for you guys to notice how much you'll do for someone. Sometimes there is this, I really love to love thing. And I think you guys are that. I really love to love. I love doing things for people. I really want to be loving and giving because I want that back for myself. It's like, well, yeah, you need to stop doing it as much. But loving and giving, but only a few things before there's reciprocation, you know. Page of Wands is about noticing. Not letting passion get away from you, but noticing. You might think that someone's doing something for you, but really they're just trying to sleep with you. They're doing as much as it takes. And you need to note that. You need to notice that. Are they really doing something for you, or are they just doing something to make sure that they're with you when the lights go out? What are your fears? In other words, Page of Wands, what is motivating someone? Don't read too much into someone doing something for you when it's not what you ask for, or it's not really something for you. You know, it's like it's your birthday and your housemate buys you vacuum cleaner. It's like, huh? That's not for me, that's for the house. What are you doing? Or someone, a guy, ask you what you do and you say, I'm waiting for a taxi to get home from a club, and they say, oh, I'll come and pick you up. Is that giving to you, or they just want to be, are they just doing something for you to be the one that is there when the lights go out? Just notice these things, because there's a lot of what you're doing people out there, and that is not them doing something for you. What are you fearful of? The world. Everything. It's change. It's people being at a different place in life than you, or on a different page than you. Well, you can find these things out, you know. You can ask them. Not everyone is on a different page than you, but it does take sifting through a lot of chaff to find the ones that are, and you need to ask the right questions and notice the right behaviors to find those ones. It's a numbers game. Meeting a lot of people, especially once you really know yourself. You need to meet a lot of people. When we don't know ourselves when we're in our teenage years or in our 20s, we can pretty much have a relationship with a lot of people because we don't really know ourselves yet, right? But once we get to a certain age and we really know ourselves, it's narrowed down who would be right for us because we really know ourselves then, right? I know that I'm an early bird. I don't want to be with a night owl. I couldn't have a good relationship with a night owl. I just couldn't. It makes no sense to. So that's ruled out a lot of people for me. And interestingly enough, a lot of my friends now are early birds. Yeah, a lot of them are. Interesting, right? Okay, what are you hoping for? The Five of Pentacles. Interesting. Five of Pentacles, what you're hoping for here. The Five of Pentacles is persevering through an uncomfortable thing in order to get what it is you want in the long term. It's usually depicted as people walking past, even though they're injured and they're in the snow, they're walking past a church. They could have given up and sought solace within that, temporary reprieve, but they decide to keep on going to where they're getting to. So even though it's uncomfortable now, it's worth persisting, and that's what you're hoping for. If you persist with this, you'll get what you actually want. It's true, you will. Not that I've got what I want yet, but it doesn't matter because I know what I want, and I'll know it when it shows up. And I know that I won't accept anything less now. And if only less ever shows up, I'm good with that too because my life is great as it is. Good enough as it is. I don't need I'd like one. I don't need a relationship there. But if one shows up and it's the right one, well, hey, baby, let's go. If not, I'm cool with that. So I'm never going to say yes to someone that isn't right for me. I'm not going to lower my standards, and that's okay. That's just where I'm at right now. And if you're there right now, Five of Pentacles, it's like, I'll do whatever it takes, I'll just keep going, and I'm cool with that too. Well, that's a good thing. So let's get your outcome cards out. I'm going to get a full progression of outcome cards out because we want the full story. However, I'll only be revealing the first one. Ooh, and it's juicy. The first card to you in this reading. The rest of them I'll be revealing in the deeper dive read, that extended reading. In that extended reading, I'll also be getting cards out of these decks back here to give you some guidance. Let's get into someone's energy that's coming into your life here as well, like your next step. And you do have someone here, and it's very interesting. Wow. Okay. Yes, we need to find out about this person because it's very interesting cards. And then what? And then, oh, you've got really interesting cards. Nice. Wow. That's a lot of cards, but such an interesting story here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. You guys have got a lot to say about your progression forward. Well, the first one, it's the devil. Bad behavior. Okay. With what I've just told you, you're going to notice some bad behavior. It doesn't have to be bad behavior. It doesn't have to be red flags. It doesn't have to be really, really obnoxious, like, psychopathic behavior for it to be bad behavior for a relationship. It could just be absence of good relationship behavior. I think you're going to be switched on to more of what is negative within a relationship and noticing it more. And if you reject someone, they go, but it's not that bad. It's like, no, it's not that bad. It's cool. It's just not right for me in a relationship. You know, taking that sting, that judgment out of things. We're not judging other people by rejecting them. We're just saying they're not right for us. And you can be fickle about it too. I mean, it can be really a lack of good behavior. Last thing, you know, when you see it in movies and then they say something like, where is this even going? You know, it hasn't progressed. How does anyone get themselves, I've often wondered this, right? Because how does someone get themselves in a relationship like that isn't progressing? It's like, where is this going? It's always confused me when I've seen that in movies, because I've never experienced that in real life. I've always known where a relationship's going, or if it's not going somewhere, it's been obvious to me. I've never been at the point where I'm like, I'm clueless about that and I need to ask them where it's going, or wondering why they don't move it forward. It would be obvious to me why it's not moving forward. Or that it can move forward, and it's, of course, it's the next obvious step for it to move forward. It's always been very clear to me that. Anyway, don't know why I was saying that, but the devil. You're going to notice what is negative for you, what is bad behavior for you, even if it's not for anyone else or not something that they should be locked up for. Do you know what I mean? It's taking the sting out of it. It's knowing what is wrong for you and being okay about it being wrong for you, but not condemning the person for it and saying, they're terrible, they're a narcissist. No, it's just not right for you in whatever respect that is. So it's dealing with the dark side of things and being okay with that. Not okay is like, oh, well, let's have this relationship even though you've got this thing that I don't want. No, just being okay with it. It's like, thanks. No thanks. Okay, well, if you want to find out what the rest of these are and you want that deeper dive, if this sounds like it is your story, it could be a story you wanted to be a story, you might want to get that for even more. If you do, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell. On your device, you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. When you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw at the end of the month, so good luck with winning those. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more, then I'll see you in there very shortly. And these are really good cards as well. You need to know this story.